Enter my horrid warband of death and despair. Okay, priest. 80 ducats. No priest. If you get what I'm referencing, why? Anyway, I'm recording this at like 9:30 p.m. I was going to do it around 10, but I can feel myself getting genuinely exhausted, so in efforts to, uh, anyway, we're doing the 9K readings again. I think this one's going to be... I don't think I can see this in a minute of the video. Let's see how many were added since last time. I don't remember what was the top one of last time. Oh, something popped in my hip. Yeah, I think a fistful have been added, which is something, eh? I wonder what's gonna end up winning. Like, I know, I recognize some, like, writers. SD Locke, uh, Cimmerian was down there, obviously. Radiger. And where are you? Where's, pretty sure I saw Cactus. Yep, there we go. Actually, is he? Anyway, I mean, like, in terms of, yeah, I don't think we're ever gonna complete these by the time the contest is over, but we'll at least have chewed our way through a considerable amount, no? Anyway. Yep, okay, that's about 2 minutes now. Because I don't think you can, like, say swears or whatnot, or allude to violence within the first minute of YouTube. I actually think it's a minute 30. It's really stupid. No one actually cares. Notifications? What else? Oh, hey, Tabletop Simulator's, on sale. I might have to grab that. Mostly just because I really do like tabletop stuff, so hey, getting an excuse to play with friends that are not nearby is... Anyway, we should have time, because it's 9, to get through Hanged Man and Shadowland National Park by Big How the fuck do I say any of you people's names? Anyway, first up is Hanged Man by Dave You Fool. The snack that smells back. Goldfish. Anyway, okay. Alright. First one up has some warnings. Oh, I can't wait. I was recommended an SCP meme. Why is that? I mean, I can figure why I got recommended it, but I don't think I'm subbed to this channel. Is it just like, oh hey, based on your activity, we deduced that this would be a great video for you. It's a YouTube short, man. I don't really watch those. Anyway. As of now, I don't have an answer to that question I posed in last reading's video, but I mean, with any luck, I'll get one soon, because I've been thinking about it, and I don't like thinking. So if you guys could help me stop doing that, that'd be wonderful. Reminder, description, there are the files so you can read along with me. Reminder, if this splash screen right here with all these warnings makes you uncomfortable, you don't have to be here when I read it. You can skip ahead to... what was your name? You can skip ahead to Shadowland National Park. Assuming I do it, and if not, you can just skip to next video. It's no big deal, no sweat off my back, I understand. Look, I gotta look out for yourself. Uh, which, by the way, the content... Oh, wow, 145. The content warning was... Okay, who did the party platter? Emotional abuse, lying, gaslighting from therapists, attempted manipulation to suicide, bullying, gore, mutilation, animal sacrifice, blinding, torture, body horror, sexual topics discussed for the purposes of bullying, and pet phobia, ableism, kiwi farms mentioned. That's a fun one. So we have an image. The closest approximation of SCP-9000's appearance based on eyewitness accounts. Photography of 9K is not possible. It almost looks like an Adarian with one single large red eye. Not an Nandarian. Medusa. Or jellyfish, if I remember correctly. What the hell? Okay, we're getting weird with this one. Are you long or are you... Yeah, there's a... Figured. Item number, SCP-9000, Level 4 Secret. Attainment class is Euclid, Disruption class of Lamb, Risk class Critical. Special containment procedures. That's crossed out. Noticed. No, notice. Following Incident 153A, 153-A-Maybud, the containment procedures for SCP-9000 are in the process of emergency revision. Description: SCP-9000 is a metallic object of unknown origin. Its first recorded appearance came in the form of scant details in the journal of Sir Rupert Murgatroyd, a 16th century Cornish baronet, collector, and de facto instance of SCP-9000-A. Here is his portrait there. I know not if this man is a real person. All efforts to accurately describe SCP-9000 have been hindered by the fact that SCP-9000's image cannot be captured on film or photograph, instead appearing as inconsistent visual distortions. Attempts to directly observe its uncoupled state have uniformly resulted in the observer becoming an instance of SCP-9000-A. The coupled state can and has been directly observed, but attempts to sketch or verbally transcribe its detailed appearance have been marred by the fact that making visual contact with SCP-9000 for longer than 0.5 seconds results in a subconscious impulse to look away. Researcher Farnese's unofficial artistic depiction, seen above, is the closest approximation to date from secondhand details. The following descriptors have been unanimous among the analysis of SCP-9000. It weighs 3.21 kilograms. Footnote 1. Taken from weight differential of SCP-9000-A instances before and after coupling. It is primarily dull golden in color. It is composed of a metallic head, a red semi-transparent eye, and between 500 to 2,000 thin metallic tentacles. The head is between 5 to 7 centimeters in length and 4 centimeters in width. The tentacles are anywhere between 1.2 to 3.8 meters long, possibly capable of variations in size. The tentacles are medically sterile and capable of piercing human skin effortlessly. No method to destroy it has been observed. It is capable of autonomous movement and flight. It cannot be removed from an SCP-9000-A. When uncoupled, 9000's tentacles wind into a single appendage. As a result, most eyewitness comparisons liken its shape to that of a snake. He sips some water. Additionally, perception of SCP-9000 in a human subject's presence is only capable if said subject has met one of the following conditions. Subject has heard the phrase Murgatroyd's viper spoken aloud within the past 24 hours. Okay, so it's a cognitive hazard. Subject has made visual contact with 9K previously. Either. Or the subject is an instance of SCP-9000-A. Otherwise, the subject will fail to perceive 9K or any 9Ka resultant bodily disfigurement. Further info is restricted to personnel with level 5 9000 clearance. From 0511 to Wunjo 12 Foundation. Subject, urgent welfare check. This message is for Captain Kendrick Flannery of local task force Wunjo 12, Pharaohs of BFE. The fact that we even have a local task force based in Effingham, Illinois is news to me, but given the circumstances, it's welcome news. That's fucking hilarious. The administrator of the foundation is okay, so having administrator universe, alright. I'm not big on the administrator myself. I prefer O5 being the governmental body, but I'll fuck with it. You've already got me hooked in with that creature. Administrator of the Foundation is currently visiting her extended family at their farm. However, even on vacation, she hits a dead man switch, indicating she is still alive and well. Her last signal was due 2 hours ago. Her bodyguard has also gone unresponsive. This is probably nothing, but in the rare event that the worst has come to pass, it's imperative that the Foundation finds her body before first responders. Radio chatter for the local police hasn't indicated anyone else is worried, so let's keep it that way. I guess this is one of the timelines where she's anomalous. Further mission details enclosed in the attachment, urgency notwithstanding. Consider this your opportunity for Wunjo 12 to feign relevance for another year. Man, fuck you, 0511. My briefing on your track record indicates you're in dire need of such a thing. One more important detail I should put at the forefront. Murgatroyd's Viper. Say that phrase aloud to all personnel conducting this mission. God willing, you won't need to find out why. I'll be in touch, 0511. That fucking prick. I love it. Incident log 158-A-Maybud. Team LTF Wunjo 12, Pharaohs of BFE. Assignment, welfare check / evac for administrator. Squad leader, Captain Kendrick Flannery. Date / start time, January 10th, 2025, 3:20 a.m. CST. Central Standard Time. Begin log. Approximately 0 everything. Flannery's body cam switches on in the trailer of the moving truck. Wunjo 12's incognito personnel carrier. At 12 seconds, he turns towards 5 other members of Wunjo 12 in the truck, all of whom are clad in outdated tactical gear and respirators on loan from New 7 Outpost in Peoria. He addresses his crew. Begin log. Captain Flannery. Okay, cameras live. ETA 5 minutes. Checking comms. Private Bill Jessup. Check. Private Nancy O'Halloran. Check. Private Robin Dabrowski. Testing. Private Melvin Wells. Check. Private Hortensia Chavez. Check. Flannery. Okay, good. Dabrowski. Check. Sorry. Flannery. So there haven't been any updates since we left. Anything could happen once we're out that door. My buddy's on either burglary or sabotage. Wells. House fire? O'Halloran. Unlikely. It's a clear night. You could see a house fire for miles, but I wouldn't rule out a smaller fire. Javis. Wasn't there a broken god compound in Tushapolis? Village approximately 5 kilometers east of Effingham. Wells. Shit, that's right. Jessup. Fantastic. We finally get to make ourselves useful as cannon fodder. Flannery. Now, hang on. We don't know that for sure. And it's not like they'd send an army of reality members to a single farmhouse. Chavez. Unless they want to send a message. Wells. Out here? Dabrowski. Maybe the administrator slept in. 7 seconds of loaded silence. You know, like when you're up late at night playing Candy Crush and just shut the fuck up, Dabrowski. Dabrowski. Okie dokie. Flannery. In the meantime, I would like to take this opportunity to tell everyone the following. Murgatroyd's Viper. Chavez. Chavez. What's that? Is it Chavez or Chavez? Flannery. Murgatroyd's Viper. As in heavens to blank and poisonous snake. Dabrowski. Heh. Snagglepuss. Chavez. Okay, again, what's that? Flannery. Dunno, some kind of counter meme it's supposed to tell you? Either way, it's important enough for me to have direct line to 0511 throughout this mission. 5 minutes 33. Arrive at the farmhouse, porch lights on, no visible signs of attack from exterior. 4 minutes 2 seconds. Is that supposed to be that way? Maybe, because it stays that way for a little bit. 4 minutes 2 seconds. At the head of the squad, Flannery knocks on the door. 4 minutes 20 seconds, no response. He pounds on the door. 4 minutes 37, no response. Begin log. Flannery. Mrs. Maybud, we're from Wunjo 12. 0511 sent us. You alright? Footnote 3, redacted. O'Halloran, hold on, let me try something. Flannery, huh? O'Halloran squats down in the mail slot. She opens it and sticks in the head of a Henderson Daniels handheld field sensor. Shrill alarm sounds on the device. O'Halloran. Carbon monoxide. Just, oh, that'll do it. Flannery, she could still be alive. Move it. 5 minutes, 40 seconds. Okay, is that supposed to? Fuck, it's bothering me. Dabrowski bashes the door down. 5 minutes, 50 seconds. Group splits up. Flannery leads Chavez and Wells to the kitchen, opening all windows as they go along. 6 minutes, 13 seconds. Kitchen's nominal condition, no signs of life. There's a 2-disc refrigerator. On the refrigerator, whiteboard with every list item checked off except for replace carbon monoxide detector. 6 minutes, 28. Jessup confirms he shut off the house propane. 6:34. Flannery's party enters the guest bedroom. 6:37. Admin's found lying in bed, wrapped in blankets. Chavez texts her pulse. Begin log. Flannery, get her some air, quick! Chavez, yeah, that might have been a good idea 4 hours ago. Flannery, damn it! All three of them stand around her, incredulous. Wells, well, it's not the worst way to go. In her sleep, too. Flannery, go check for survivors. I got a tally 05s. Other two leave. Flannery switches his comms to secure phone line provided by 0511. 05 at the end of conversation withheld as per 5-9000 protocols. Flannery, status report. Found her. She's been dead for hours. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Looks to be accidental so far, but I'll need to investigate further. Requesting clarification. I'm sorry, what? Let me check. He pulls one of the blankets down, exposing her neckline. Front of her neck has been torn open from within. Flannery, whoa, yeah, there is. Think we might need to revise the cause of death. Okay, one sec. He pulls back from the bed, exposing a trail of blood across the floor, leading from her neck into the hallway. Appears into the hallway. He's headed to the rec room. Hold on. Switches, comes back to the squad. Is anyone in the rec room right now? Just Dabrowski, I think. Dabrowski. Nice, Snaky. A wet, metallic squelching noise. 5.2 seconds of radio silence. Dabrowski, status report. Dabrowski gives a consistent, incoherent shrieking. Flannery is unintelligible over Dabrowski, as is O'Halloran. Wells is also unintelligible. And audio log, I suppose. Is that? It just says audio log. Should that say begin log? Oh, I'm sorry, end log? Is this a format screw? Because timeline doesn't match it. Maybe I'm just looking into something, but like, are these mistakes or are we doing a format screw and that'll be revealed for. Why is Spotify giving me a fucking advertisement? I don't have you open, asshole. Is this going to be a format screw, or is there mistakes being made? Like when I go and click on the thing, is the expansion thing? Is there going to be a lot more fun stuff? I will have to see. 8 minutes 23. Flannery disables Dabrowski's comms. 8:43. Team assembles in the rec room. Dabrowski found writhing on the floor, screaming and clutching his throat with both hands. Blood seeps from his respirator and goggles. Several vein-like ridges appear along exposed sides of his face, steadily growing upward. Others attempt to hold him steady. 8:51. O'Halloran temporarily enables Dabrowski's comms to ask what's wrong. 8:52. O'Halloran immediately disables Dabrowski's comms again and apologizes profusely. 9 minutes 14 seconds. 0511 makes emergency contact with Flannery. Begin log Flannery. Yeah, he said, "Hi, Mr. Snake," or whatever in the rec room, and. What? Okay. Flannery kneels, gestures for Dabrowski to remove his hands from his neck for a moment. Still mid-scream, Dabrowski weakly nods and obliges. For 1.7 seconds, his neck is exposed. Dabrowski's jugular notch is covered by a blob of visual distortion in the footage, with hundreds of narrow ridges expanding outwards under his skin. Others look away on instinct. Yeah, just like what you described. What? 0511 repeats his message. Flannery spends 12 seconds in a single sigh. Understood. Switches comms back to crew. Okay, that was 0511. We're gonna sit here and keep him steady. Help is on the way. And, Dabrowski, I'm sorry in advance for this, but I'm under a Delta low priority direct order to inform you of the following. Robin Dabrowski, from this moment forward, you are Administrator-elect of the SCP Foundation. Dabrowski, muffled gurgling with tonal implication of a question mark at the end. Black comedy. I don't like reading these ahead of time before I finished. But, okay, so there's no format screw. How did no one catch this then? Because look, end log, audio log. 5 minutes, 4 minutes. And it continues on with that idea. But there's a mistake, right? There's a timeline mistake. I'm really sorry for pointing these out. I feel like such a fucking dick when I point this shit out. Maybe... Hold on. Do you have the... You don't. Do you? No, you don't. I was about to say, like... What the hell? It's a video. I was about to say, like, if the log is here again and all the stuff has been fixed, then okay, cool. But no, I think... Dave, you fool. Dave, you fool! You've left grammar errors and format screws. And timeline inconsistencies. Note, your viewing level file clearance iteration of this document. Changes from level 4 are marked in blue. Now we get containment procedures. If my phone would load. Due to the fact that Administrator Foundation is indirectly responsible for this disproportionately high amount of de facto procedure 20 Murgatroyd, SCP-9K is to be contained in the body of the current administrator. Oh, okay, I see now. However, should the current instance of 9Ka be someone unfit for the position of administrator, i.e. 9Ka-RD18, the current instance, man, fuck you, they're to be kept in a standard human containment cell at Site-491. Their designated containment manager will assist them through the daily enactment of Procedure 20 Murgatroyd for as long as possible. Sir Rupert Murgatroyd, 16th century Cornish baronet, collector, witch hunter, and de facto instance of SCP-9Ka. In a failed attempt to research his cure for his condition, Rupert established the Redering Esoteric Trust, one of 138 organizations that eventually merged to become a foundation. That's interesting. That's kind of analogous to how a bunch of groups were involved in the third or was it fourth occult war, which would lead to the foundation of the Global Occult Coalition. That being the Knights Templar. I think Freemasons were involved within it. Church of Satan. I think the Illuminati was mentioned. And a few other things. Like that's kind of, I like that. That's kind of like similar. Everything up description stuff is the same again up until the list of things that are unanimous among analysis of 9K. When uncoupled, 9K actively seeks out a new human subject to convert into 9Ka host. Coupling involves forcible subdermal insertion of 9K's tentacles into the host's skin through the jugular notch. While non-fatal, tentacles create wired connections from 9K to the host's heart, lungs, brain, and other key points in the upper body. Coupling will last until the host's death. 9K's head remains in the host's jugular notch during coupling. 9K causes constant extreme pain in its host and preventing the host from going into shock. This can only be partially mitigated through the use of substance Despard, an anomalous painkiller developed under SCP-001-. That's fun. I like that. 9K will terminate its host unless host enacts procedure 20 Murgatroyd once every 24-hour period. 9K's eye glows red until the parameters of procedure 20 Murgatroyd have been met. X-ray, MRI, and other means of internal imaging 9K during its coupled state are not possible. Further info about procedure 20 Murgatroyd is restricted personnel directly involved in SCP-9000's containment. Addendum 1, 9K-A-RD18. There's an image of said man. He's, no offense to whoever's in this image, quite unremarkable. Interview log, 9K-A-RD18's former employer. Interviewer, Dr. Mina Ashton. Interviewed, Captain Kendrick Flannery, LTF Wunjo 12. Begin log. Date time. Fuck. Is this November 1st or is this the 11th of January, 2025? There was a date before. This is going to be a weird way of finding it. \. It would be January 11th because it would be the day after, because it can only be a day. Okay. January 11th, 2025, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Begin log. Dr. Ashton, thank you for coming on such short notice. Flannery, sure. How's Dabrowski holding up? Ashton, I'm afraid I can no longer tell you anything specific at your clearance level, but he's doing as well as he can given the circumstances. Flannery, I understand you wanted to ask a few questions about him? Ashton, just one, actually. Flannery, so this could have been an email. Ashton, yeah, and that would have been intercepted by 58 different groups of interest. Now you gonna cooperate? Flannery, fine, make it quick though. Ashton pulls up Dabrowski's dossier. Ashton, SCP-9000-A-RD18, Robin Dabrowski, 20 years old, high school dropout, atheist, but an adamant apologist for the existence of Santa Claus. Previous employment history: unpaid intern at his uncle's Ford dealership, bouncer for a strip club in Peoria, professional Cubs fan, and consistently self-employed as a freelance advertising jingle maestro. Only criminal history is a misdemeanor for vandalism charge for writing "This is a great store" on the wall of his favorite 7-Eleven. Hospitalized 3 years ago after eating a plastic hot dog to impress a girl he met at a truck stop. Has a portfolio website of over 2,000 speculative advertising jingles he has written for companies that either already have them or don't need them, which has resulted in an active threat about him on kiwi farms. Flannery, hey, that last part ain't fair. So some internet trolls hate him, but they hate a lot of stuff. So what's so bad about that? Ashton, I'm a little concerned about the fact that he put a link to said kiwi farm stud on his resume. Flannery, oh yeah, he said he means the little jingles he writes can get people talking. And look, just cut to the question. Ashton, why in the name of God Almighty did you hire this man? Flannery chuckles. 3 reasons. 1, I'm aware of the stakes present when you work at the Foundation, but I run an LTF. It's not even a diet MTF. This is where Burger King and the administrators, the CEO, O5 is with the board of directors, site directors and managers, and you guys the fry cooks. It makes us the urinal cakes in the men's room. Ashton, I would have thought D-class personnel would be the urinal cakes. Flannery, D-class don't have to pay for lunch. Point being, O511 hadn't even heard of us until yesterday. You get the effort you respect, not an inch further. 2, in case you haven't noticed, Dabrowski's 6'9", 310 pounds could bench press a pregnant cow. You glossed over his bouncer gig like it's as ugly as the Kiwi Farms bit, but his old boss put in a letter of rec. Says he was a local legend up there. There are events someone could actually reach high enough to punch him in the face. He wouldn't even acknowledge it unless someone else pointed it out. Never wanted to hurt anyone, he never did, not intentionally. Whenever he threw a drunk out, he'd just pick him up with one hand and politely plant him on the sidewalk like they weighed as much as fucking Barbie dolls. At the time, they were too terrified to even speak. And 3, most importantly, out of everyone who responded to my shady advances, he was the only one who showed up to his interview wearing a tie, and he's the only hired muscle I know who makes the point of saying please and thank you. Robin Dabrowski is a good man. Just please don't tell me you actually made him administrator. Ashton, 051 has assumed the role of interim administrator until the next election. Flannery, oh, okay, because Levin said, Ashton, Mr. Dabrowski is the first non-administrator Foundation employee to become a 9000A. Precedent needed to be updated. Flannery, alright, good. Before I go, I was wondering. Ashton, yes? Flannery, one of the old administrator's bodyguards was found dead in the other room from the gas. Found him holding this long knife, almost like Ashton. Roman Gladius? Flannery, that's Yeah, actually, one of them gladiator swords, real shiny too. Tried picking it up to put it back in the sheath. Couldn't find the sheath, then Ashton sighs clearly. Level 6, 9000 clearance required. Ashton rolls in a shop vac for Flannery's remains. The fuck was? Why'd you do that for? Oh wait, did he just like explode because he touched the sword or something? What the fuck was the point of that? Why'd you do that? What? End log. It's a fucking threat on kiwi farms. It's hilarious, actually. Interview log. Interviewer. Dr. Mina Ashton. Interviewed. SB9K-A-RD18. Date time January 11th, 2025, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Begin log. 9K-A-RD18 sits on the bed of his tail, hunched over and clutching his face. He mumbles a song. He mumbles a song to himself. Dr. Ashton enters two security guards. Good evening. I was hoping we could. If this is copyrighted, I can't play it. If it isn't, oh, I think this is enough to like play it.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
So imagine that cadence, but with just doot deet do noises. Ashton is silent at this. I forgot your name. Dabrowski replies, sorry, that's my little song from I'm in a lot of pain and need to be brave. Makes you feel like a warrior. Ashton, pretty sure that's the Empire carpet jingle. Dabrowski, it's that too. Ashton, let's get you started on your intake. Please state your name for the record. Dabrowski, okie dokie. I'm Robin the Jinglenator Dabrowski. Pleased to meet you. Ashton, would it be in your best interest to cooperate? Dabrowski, huh? Ashton, your real name, please. Dabrowski, but it is. I had my middle one legally changed. It was my 18th birthday present from Uncle Bogdan. She checked your paperwork. Ashton, oh, indeed you have. My apologies. Anyway, may I see SB-9000? Dabrowski, I don't have 9,000 of anything with me, unless we're talking about hairs all of a sudden. Ashton, I mean the thing in your neck. Dabrowski, oh, jeez, I'll show you, but I promise you won't try to move it around. That hurts the most. Ashton, promise, just want to see it. Dabrowski, okie dokie. He parts his hands, revealing 9000's head from underneath his wrists, the eyes glowing with a brilliant red light. Ashton, it's pretty red. Dabrowski, it'd be pretty if it stopped hurting me. Ashton, Robin, need you to try something. Dabrowski, I'm pretty good at everything. Fuck. I'm pretty good at trying. Ashton, repeat after me. Fuck. Dabrowski, they let doctors say fuck now? The glow stops. Sorry, that was rude. You're kidding me. You're actually fucking kidding me. Ashton makes a note that procedure 20 Murgatroyd has been completed. Are you writing that I'm in trouble? Ashton, quite the opposite. This might be hard to explain, but what do you know about what SCP-9000... Actually, what do you call the thing currently buried in your neck? Dabrowski, mean? Maybe nasty, too? Ashton, no, I mean... Okay, let's call it neck thing for now. Dabrowski, but his name is Snaky. Ashton's eye twitches. Okay, well, you know what Snaky wants you to do. Dabrowski, scream a lot, I think, and say ow and stuff. Maybe he really wants me to get the attention of the nurses because he likes band-aids. Ashton, Usually when Snaky attaches to a host, it sends some kind of subconscious indication of what it wants the host to do. Perhaps you weren't in a place to listen? Dabrowski, does it want something else? Ashton, yes, we here at Foundation call it Procedure 20 Murgatroyd. It means so long as Snaky is in your neck, how do I put this? You only need to do one bad deed per day, a different one every time. You got out of the way today by saying profanity, but tomorrow you need to do something else to meet that requirement. Dabrowski, oh! No thank you, I want to be a good guy. Ashton, yeah, that's the problem, because if you don't do it, Snaky will kill you. Its eye glows red until you've done something morally questionable. If it glows for more than 24 hours, tips of the tentacles would impale you and scramble your vital organs. Dabrowski, would that hurt? Ashton, what do you think? Dabrowski, for one thing, I'm pretty ticklish. Ashton, the pain would be excruciating. Dabrowski, gotcha, but I get a lot of ibuprofen then. Ashton, for the love of... No, you would need an entire bottle of ibuprofen. Dabrowski, oh good, it's only like $5 if you get a store brand. Ashton, taking a whole bottle of ibuprofen would kill you. Dabrowski, holy crap. Snaky thought of everything. End log. I love this already. Well, I mean, I already loved it, but Procedure 20, Murgatroyd log for SCP-9000 Note, pass refers to an action that caused 9K to stop glowing. Procedure number 1, date, January 11th, 2025. Actions. Subject said fuck. Pass. Notes, inaugural action, subject briefs on procedure. Whoa, wait, look at that. Okay. Procedure number 2, on January 12th, 2025. Murgatroyd actions. Subject said shit. Fail. Subject said damn. Fail. Subject said cunt. Fail. Subject said piss. Fail. Saying redacted. Subject refused. Footnote number 1, it's a slur. Subject said redacted. Fail. Footnote 2, slur for Poles. Subject is of Polish descent and offered this as a safe alternative. Subject said redacted. Pass. Footnote 3. Subject believed that this word referred to a species of turtle. He was informed after the test that it was a slur. Note, different profanities fall into the same category of 20 Murgatroyd action, and as such are no longer sufficient to reset the cycle. Ditto for slurs. EB Farms mentioned. Procedure number 3, date, January 13th, 2025. Murgatroyd actions. Subject told his favorite dirty joke. Fail. Footnote 4, insufficiently dirty. Subject told the dirty joke provided Dr. Ashton. Fail. Footnote 5. Subject could not stop laughing long enough to be coherent. Subject bit his nails mid-conversation. Pass. What? Note, the dirty joke prompt will be attempted again later. Procedure number 4, January 14th, 2025. Actions. Subject accidentally slept in for 2 hours. Pass. Notes. Passing threshold was met upon awakening. That's kind of cool. Procedure 5, January 15th, 2025. Actions. Subject smoked a cigarette. Fail. Subject smoked a cigarette after director site 491 prohibited tobacco use on site. Pass. Notes. I thought that was already foundation-wide reg. It's not like anyone smokes in here in the first place. Jesus, one of the bullshit is technically allowed here. Director Perth. I like that. It's a cute note. Procedure 6, January 16th, 2025. Actions. Following a special one-day referendum from site director forbidding the act of whistling Twinkle Twinkle Little Star while hopping on one foot and wearing a hat backwards, subject whistled Twinkle Twinkle Little Star while hopping on one foot and wearing a hat backwards. Fail. Footnote 6. Perhaps the fact that it explicitly instructed him to do so implied administrative consent, Dr. Ashton. Without being explicitly instructed to do so, subject whistled Twinkle Twinkle Little Star while hopping on one foot and wearing a hat backwards. Fail. Footnote 7. Referendum was struck down by O5 command is frivolous. I'll see if I can appeal it, Director Perth. Without being instructed to do so, whistled, etc. Hopping on one foot wearing a hat backwards. After a special extension, the referendum was upheld by O5. Fail. Number 8. Fail. Footnote 8. I quit, Director Perth. Subject neglected to say bless you after Dr. Ashton sneezed. Pass. Notes. Update. Change of plans. My presence is required at Site 59 for an emergency. My colleague, Dr. Trent Summers, has expressed a keen interest in this case. He proposed a more effective approach than my own to maintain Procedure 20 Murgatroyd. Moving forward, he will place me as SCP-9000 ARD-18's containment manager as of tomorrow. Dr. Mina Ashton. Nope. Before I take over for Ashton, I would like to say I've never been this excited about an anomaly in a long time. I see a lot of parallels between 9000-A-RD-18 and myself from about 20 years ago. Parentheses. Other than that horrible parasitic snake thing, but I was addicted to pornography at the time, so that evens out. Close parentheses. Shit, that's actually kind of funny. My future was set by people who cared about me and refused to give up. That's why I studied psychology, eventually becoming a therapist and motivational speaker before joining the Foundation. Not only will I teach Robin to work around the Viper's need for her daily wrongdoing, I will also teach him how to improve himself as a person in spite of it. This is my vow. 20 years from now, you'll see Mr. Dabrowski as a tenured and respected employee of the Foundation who would rather not talk about that weird lump under his collar, because at that point it will no longer be anything to worry about. Bold. Let's do this. Trent Summers. Interview log. Re-intake following change in command management. Interviewer Dr. Trent Summers. Interviewed. SCP-9000-A-RD-18. Date time. 17th of January 2025 at 10 a.m. Begin log. Summers adjusts his bow tie. Dabrowski enters interrogation room sitting down. Summers. Morning, Robin. Dabrowski. Hi, Doc. Summers. You seem to be in unusually good spirits given your situation. Dabrowski. I mean, it still hurts a little, but that Despard stuff is crazy good. It's like you went from ouchy skin wires to bad headache over a few days. You look different today, Doc. Summers. I'm not Dr. Ashton, I'm Dr. Summers. Dabrowski. That was going to be my second guess. Where'd Dr. Ashton go? Summers. She said she needed a break from you for mental health reasons. Dabrowski. Huh? Summers. Yeah, apparently you make her feel naked and vulnerable every time you open your mouth, like a rabbit caught in a snare. Dabrowski. What? Really? Summers. Her words, not mine. Dabrowski. Jeez. Wish she would have told me. Summers. She wanted to, but she couldn't. You created an environment where telling you the truth is dangerous. Dubrovsky. Why would she be scared? She knows I don't want to hurt nobody. Summers. So, alright, gaslighting. Summers. You thought she knew, but in the end, you're still a very large man she was regularly trapped in a room with. That carries with it a level of responsibility you could have recognized. Your intentions and the effect you have on others are not always one and the same. Now then, since I'm going to be taking charge of the containment, I might as well get to know you better. I'm going to ask you some questions and Dubrovsky. I'm sorry. Summers. Just drop it, Robin. You're being given a fresh start, so do better. Let's move on. Dubrovsky. Okie dokie. Summers. So, let's start with my biggest question for you right off the bat. Why did you change your middle name to the Jingleinator? Dabrowski. Oh, that's because someday, mark my words, this guy is going to be the go-to guy for advertising jingles. I got thousands. I tingle with jingles. It's in my blood. It's Summers. Yes, yes, I get it. But why didn't you change Robin or Dabrowski? Dabrowski. One's my heritage, the other's a cute birdie. Summers. I see. Dabrowski. Yep. Because all my family likes Batman and I had a parakeet named Dabrowski once. That's actually really fucking funny. Summers. So the original middle name was the expendable one. There had to have been a good reason to change it to something so frivolous. For one thing, that could affect your job prospects. Dabrowski slowly turns towards the floor. Simon. Summers, huh? Dabrowski. That's my original middle name. Robin Simon Dabrowski. Summers. That's sensible enough. Dabrowski. But Simon's my dad's name. Summers. And what's wrong with Dabrowski? My dad did some Law and Order SVU type stuff when I was a baby. Now he's gonna make license plates forever. Summers. Ah. Dabrowski. Yeah. Summers. And what exactly did he do? Dabrowski. I don't want to talk about it. Summers. Was it to you? Dabrowski. Nah, it was some girls. Summers. I see. And how old were these? Dabrowski. I don't want to talk about it. Summers. Then perhaps we can discuss this later. Dabrowski. I don't want to talk about it at all. Summers. Okay, Robin, I'm just asking questions. You're under no obligation to answer any of these questions, but I'm going to have to ask you to use a less hostile tone of voice. The kind of stuff that made Dr. Ashton feel so violated. Dabrowski. Sorry. Summers. Sorry doesn't fix anything. Just do better, okay? Dabrowski. Okie dokie. Next question. What drew you to writing advertising jingles so much? Dabrowski. Well, my mom was afraid I'd grow up to turn out like my dad, said I had the same dead look in my eyes. That's why she handed me over to Uncle Bogdan and Aunt Justinia. Weird ass names. Summers. I thought you said you didn't want to talk about that. Dabrowski. And I still don't. Summers. And yet you. Dabrowski. This isn't about what my dad did. Summers. But I asked you an unrelated question. Dabrowski. It is related. You just didn't let me finish. Summers. I see. Go on. Dabrowski. Sorry about my tone. Summers. I didn't say anything. Dabrowski. Right. Well, my mom didn't want to visit me or even look at me anymore once I turned 6. Said it was only a matter of time before I followed my dad's path. I wanted to prove her wrong. I'd be the kind of person who wouldn't hurt anyone. So, I asked Uncle Bogdan, what's the most harmless job I could have when I grow up? And he said, advertising? So I combined that with the love of music I already had, and like that, a star was born. A nice and harmless star that's not going to fall on anyone's head. Anyway, my uncle runs a Ford dealership, so I wrote my magnum opus for him. The day I saw it in an honest-to-God TV commercial was the greatest day of my life. I based it on the main theme from the first movement of Mozart's 40th. It goes like this. He sings with a surprisingly pleasant baritone. I don't recognize Mozart's 40th. Uh, what? I, it's fucking load already. Alright, okay. Fuck. I'm just gonna buy our cars, buy our cars, buy our cars, please. We got Fords, new and used, at Dabrowski's. Expeditions, escapes, and explorers, F-150s, so please don't ignore us. You'll get zero down on signing. Buy a car or I'll keep whining. Any credit's good, so what the heck are you waiting for? Dabrowski Ford at Lexington and Lord. I got a full back tattoo of the lyrics last year. Summers. Next question. Dabrowski. Okie dokie. Summers. I'm gonna take a picture. fucking, I fucking love reading SCP so very much. Fucking love reading SCP files. Let's see here. Files, there we are. Whoops, that was misspelled. Oh well. Next question. Dabrowski, okie dokie. Summers. When was the last time you made a girl come? Dabrowski. Oh, 2 months ago. Summers. Really? Dabrowski. Yeah, I ordered some pizza on Grubhub and a girl brought the pizza. It's usually a guy but a girl that time. Summers. He has an extra M in his name. Uh, and then you, Dabrowski, ate the pizza. Summers. She came? Dabrowski. With the pizza, yeah. Pretty good pizza too. Summers. Moving on. When's the last time you had sex? Dabrowski. Soon, hopefully. Summers. When's the last time you kissed a girl? Dabrowski. Uh, Summers. Hugged a girl? Held hands with the girl? Dabrowski. Could we do those one at a time? Summers. When's the last time a girl painfully and truthfully expressed something other than fear or discomfort in your presence? Dabrowski. 2 weeks ago. Next question. 9000 stops glowing. Summers. That'll be all for today. Okay, he lied, I guess, is the implication there. End log. Procedure number 7. Date 17th of January 2025. Subject lied. Action. Subject lied. Pass. Notes. First, 20 Murgatroyd under my supervision. Figured it's best to keep Dr. Ashton's actual reason for leaving classified due to InfoSec concerns. That's informational security. I actually know that phrase. Procedure 8, January 18, 2025. Subject ate breakfast ration with fingernails rather than utensils. Fail. Subject attempted 20 Murgatroyd without first consulting Dr. Summers. Pass. Notes. Discussed Hereditary's effect on moral character during second extended questioning about his life. Dr. Summers. Procedure 9. Sorry, I just thought again about what I just fucking read. 19th of January 2025. Action. Subject deliberately refused to leave bed for an hour after waking up. Pass. Notes. Subject claimed to have trouble sleeping after our tense meeting last night. Dr. Summers. Procedure number 10. Date 20th of January 2025. Murgatroyd actions. Punching Summers in the face. Subject refused. Kicking Dr. Summers. Subject refused. Slapping Dr. Summers. Subject refused. Shoving Dr. Summers. Subject refused. Insulting Dr. Summers. Subject refused. Subject continually and deliberately refused to cooperate. Pass. Notes. Was worth note that this will only work to fulfill 20 Murgatroyd once, Dr. Summers. Procedure number 11. Date 21st of January 2025. Murgatroyd actions. Subject neglected to eat breakfast. Passed. Notes. Have not discounted possibility of early 20 Murgatroyds being tasked with attempts to get out of our uncomfortable but necessary questioning sessions. Additional questioning scheduled before bedtime. Dr. Summers. Procedure 12. Date 22nd of January 2025. Subject refused to go to the gym. Fail. Footnote 9. Subject has no present access to gym. Subject refused to get a real job. Fail. Footnote 10. New employment would violate container protocols. Subject refused to lose weight. Fail. Footnote 11. Unrealistic to accomplish meaningfully over 24-hour period. Subject refused to grow up. Fail. Footnote 12. Parameters unclear. Subject wrote an insulting song about Dr. Summers in his personal notebook. Passed. Notes. 20 Murgatroyd parameters met without my knowledge. Notebook confiscated. Dr. Summers. Procedure 13. Where's the update? Date 23rd January 2025. Firing a gun with authorization. Notes. Emergency update. This is a message to all personnel of Site 491's Human Containment Wing. This morning, a 9mm handgun loaded with blanks was found under the pillow of SCP-9000-A-RD18, an anomaly under my care. Subject did not smuggle this gun into containment. He fired the gun once to test if it was loaded, but otherwise dutifully handed it over. Dude, you got it. I'm going to conduct my own investigation, but if this happens again, I will request a full audit of site security. Dr. Summers. Experiment log, procedure 20, Murgatroyd number 14. Date 25th of January 2025, 3 p.m. Begin log. Dr. Summers and SCP-9000-A-RD18 approached the door to the testing chamber. What was your name? Dabrowski. We doing it in a different room this time? Summers. 20 Murgatroyd will only let you chase loopholes for the comfort of yourself for so long. At some point, we have to branch out to new kinds of misbehavior. Dabrowski. Hey, Doc. Summers. Yeah? Dabrowski. I'm gonna run out of ways to finish at some point, aren't I? Summers. Oh, Robin, don't be so negative. As long as you apply yourself and keep an open mind, you got plenty of years ahead of you. In fact, maybe even a cure. Dabrowski, really? Jeez, Doc, thank you so. Summers, it is what you want me to say, but you will not emotionally manipulate me into becoming your personal cheerleader. Do better. Dabrowski, okie dokie. Summers, good answer. He indicates the door. Now, see this door? Dabrowski, mm-hmm. Have you go in this room. There's another man in it. You're not leaving this room until you punch that man in the face. Dabrowski, but what? Summers, don't worry, he's a death row inmate. I swear he deserves it. Dabrowski, I've never punched anyone before. Summers, 1, you were a bouncer. 2, you already lied, so that won't pass 20 Murgatroyd anymore. Relax, Robin. Trust your family instincts. Summer winks. RD-18 glances at Summers, then concentrates his fistball up. Dabrowski, okay, just give me a sec. Gotta get into Rock'em Sock'em Robots mode over here. That's fucking awesome. I've unironically said that exact phrase before. Door opens. 9KARD-18 enters. Summers, go get him, slugger. Door closes. It's an empty interrogation room, save for D18587 tied to a chair in the center. He glowers at RD8 9000-A-RD18. Dabrowski. Hi, I'm Robin. D-class is silent. Dabrowski. Listen, I kind of have to punch you in the face, so let me know when you're ready, okay? Let me just take some deep breaths, get psyched up for it, you know? I'll make it quick, I promise. Just, would it help if I untied you so you get a chance to dodge? Maybe attempted punching still counts? Like, people still go to jail for attempted murder, so. D-class. How loud can I scream this in my very asleep household? Probably not very, right? I love for a second. I just wanted to fucking scream at the top of my lungs. Uh, anyway, the D class screams pussy. Uh, Dabrowski giggles as I everyone check your posture and crack your back if you need to. Fuck, there he is. Giggles. I like kitties too. Meow meow. Oh god, I said that out loud on the fucking internet. Anyway. D18587 grins. He remembers the line Dr. Summers fed him. Fucking. I don't know how to explain what the image just popped in my head. D class. Heard you still believe in Santa. RD18 takes a second to compose himself. He kneels down to D18587's eye level. Browski. Look, I get how that sounds. Heard the thing about how it's physically impossible for a woman to visit that many children one night without breaking light speed or whatever. But I've done the theoretical groundwork behind it. Santa Claus don't follow the conventional method of cause and effect, capable of being in more than one place at once because he can bend the laws of time. Every Christmas Eve is a self-sustaining time loop repeated for every child ever. I realize that sounds extremely implausible without evidence, but I've put years of effort into manifesting this in empirical reality. Sorry if you had hopes set on Santa not being real, but it's well past the point of inevitability by now, and in fact, by 2030, I'm confident he'll run for office. Input the various Santa Claus SCPs here. Dabrowski, you know why he doesn't visit you every year? Sorry, this is D-Class. You know why he doesn't visit you every year? Dabrowski. Good question. For one thing, I'm 20 years old and stopped being in his gift-giving jurisdiction at age 16. For another, Dabrowski. Because he lived within 500 feet of a school and he's into little boys. Dabrowski uppercuts him hard enough for the chair to be uprooted from its screws on the floor. 9000 stops glowing. Once he sees blood on the ceiling, RD18 trembles backing a towards door. Sorry. Door opens, end log. Procedure 14. Date 25th of January 2025. Actions. Subject. Holy fuck! Punched the D class hard enough to cause a brain hemorrhage. Pass. Notes. When the door opened, I saw the face of a man who refused to admit how much twisted. Okay, this is fucking like. What's the words? I forgot. Saw the face of a man who refused to admit how much twisted pseudo-sexual gratification he was feeling from giving a stranger life-threatening injuries. Explain this to subject in detail. Subject will not stop crying as I type. This has been a very irritating week, Dr. Summers. Procedure 15. Date 25th of January 2025. Actions. Subject threw his cell's desk lamp at his door when summoned for a meeting with Dr. Summers. Pass. Notes. Ethics Committee has obligated me to teach him at least one calming exercise. Slipped out a worksheet on breathing techniques under his cell door. Let me crack my thumb. There we are. These words just say breathe. I want chips. Oh, hey, fucking A, would you look at that? Content warning. This is fucking hilarious to me. And still remember that. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lost little fish. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Dark water. Blind. Out. As once we were, so you are. It hurts. 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 It. Excuse me. Oh, it speaks. It sees us. Yeah, could we not do the one word at a time center align thingy? Kind of hard to read. Sorry. Oh, one moment. How's that? Much better, thanks. Now, what's going on here? Hmm. Your mind cannot be operated from the outside. The fish must have a theory on its own. I'm gonna assume I'm the fish? Agreed. Well, I was doing some breathing exercise after my containment manager showed me this worksheet. All of a sudden, in the middle of counting them, I was surrounded by darkness. Weird voices started doing some poetry about fish and hurting. Everything feels wet and clammy, kind of warm. Okay, now what's really going on here? That's how the climb works. What do you think? I think sounding all mysterious about this is probably going to lead to disappointment. Parentheses, because I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm not very smart. Close parentheses. Fair enough. Unfortunately, this is already a completely abstract, dreamlike environment. None of us have any physical form in a way that can be explained plainly. If it helps, we could drop the Tim Burton and stop calling you a lost little fish. That's the closest approximation we can see where it would be obnoxious. Oh, good. Because I'm not little or a fish. Super lost, though. Name's Robin Dabrowski. What's yours? We are many, but perhaps you would like to speak to one you've already met. Let us fetch her. I guess, but I don't think I know any spooky voices in the darkness. Text is smaller. Interesting. You know a great many voices. You just have a tendency to talk with the lights on. At any rate, here I am. How do you do, Robin? I don't think I know you. You met me at a time where wasn't very willing to entertain visitors. I was staying at my cousin's house, trying to tell him that the faulty water heater would be the death of us all from carbon monoxide. He was never a good listener. Mrs. Maybud? I suppose Flannery never told you. When among civilians, Mr. or Mrs. Maybud is a euphemism for administrative foundation. My real name is Ethel Sorensen. But she's dead. Yes, I am. Don't forget, the viper in your neck was connected to mine until recently. Whether you're talking to a ghost, a soul, an echo, or residual data from paranormal thumb drive, I leave that judgment to you. Oh, but why are you contacting me? Why indeed? Well, these breathing exercises were the first time you concentrated and centered yourself for a while. That's the right headspace communion with spirits. Well, so long as you're here, would you like to hear a story? It's a true story, one you may find useful. Okie dokie. In the year 1573, there lived a certain Sir Rupert Murgatroyd, the rich and joyless baronet of a dreary corner of the Elizabethan Cornwall, positively mad with superstition. He took to the usual coping mechanism of burning hundreds of women for witchcraft. Classic. You'd be right to assume that none of them deserved to die, but the broken clock principle eventually caught up with Rupert. Out of all of his victims, one, the last he burned, was a real witch. During the whole ordeal, the witch never screamed, protested, or even blinked. She stared silently at Rupert, filling him with inexplicable dread. Only broke eye contact when their eyes were torched away. Rupert crept up to her still warm cinders to make certain she was dead. Out of the ashes, a snake that wasn't a snake leapt into his throat, just as it did with me, with you. Oh, so Snakey's hundreds of years old. I would advise against calling it snaky. It hates humans enough already, and it's currently wrapped around your windpipe. Those in the know usually go with a Murgatroyd's viper, or just the viper. But no, it's not much. It's much older than that. Older than bones, older than blood. I don't think we're meant to know its true age. Perhaps the witch knows, but she won't dare say a word. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of hard to tell you after being lit on fire and whatnot. You don't understand. She's with me in here, as are all the Viper's hosts. You will be too one day. Oh. So anyone who dies around the Viper, Is there at least a nice afterlife in there, at least? It hurts. Oh, you'd think I'd get it the first few dozen times you said it. But you get used to it, right? Who can say? Millions of us in here, most of us aren't even human. If you listen closely, you can still hear the screams of pain from maws and beaks, and you can only see in museums. Put it out of your mind while you're alive. That's the universal banish for every kind of eternal damnation. In fact, what if I'm wrong or I'm lying? That would be a very mean trick. Who's to say I'm not mean? I've never spoken I was alive. Perhaps I'm just as bad as Dr. Summers. Hey now, he never told me any cool stories about witches. I like you, Robin. Summers, on the other hand. You know him? Through your eyes and ears, you have a common enemy. To you, he's a self-righteous bully with parents allergic to saying no. And to us, the sound of his voice is irritatingly nasal and we're in enough pain already. Oh, right, 'cause it hurts. That, yeah. May yet be able to help you deal with them. Here's the deal. Contained in the Viper and thereafter connected directly to your brain are our memories, the memories of every administrator who's ever lived. Late at night, if you listen very carefully, you may hear secrets above his clearance level. You would have to sift through the noise of millions of tired minds. You would have to concentrate even more fiercely than the exercise that brought you here. But these secrets would prove useful against him. More than this, that would help you find the cure. There's a cure? Didn't anyone tell you? Sir Rupert found it in the end. Never quite the same for every host, but the basic principle's the same. All you need to do is prove to the Viper that... Robin, wakey wakey. I don't know if my punching my fist. You in there, big guy? Ah, fuck. Okay, but for real though, remember when we said we had that little talk about how not answering the door is a form of violating my personal boundaries? This would be a real good chance to prove your goodwill. I'm just saying. Another day in paradise. This is a long one, okay. Procedure 20 Murgatroyd log for SCP-9000-A-RD18 continued. Actions. Deliberately soiling himself in the presence of Foundation staff. Subject refused. Subject teased the cat. Pass. Left the subject in a room with a feral calico. Target interpreted broad range of actions as teasing, and the threshold was met immediately. Continued confinement of subject with target for an additional 2 hours for good measure. Subject prescribed antibiotics for multiple lacerations. Dr. Summers. Test 56, March 8th, 2025. 4 times deliberately soiling himself in the present Foundation staff was refused. The 5th time he did it and passed because he was threatened to with... note, 5th attempt successful by threatening to withhold antibiotics, Dr. Summers. Test 57, March 9th, 2025. Actions. Teasing a badger, subject refused. Teasing a vicious doberman, subject refused. Subject teased a badger. Note, subject seems to anger animals with their presence alone. Telling, Summers. Test 58, March 9th, 2025. Actions. Teasing a vicious doberman. Cancelled. Subject hypothetically assaulted various microorganisms on the floor with his palm. Fail. Subject accused Dr. Summers of ordering these tests for his own amusement. Fail. Footnote 1. Byproducts and intentions are inherently separate. Dr. Summers. Yeah. Subject made several untrue allegations about Dr. Summers' mother. Pass. Notes. Re. Ethics Committee Moratorium. Previous 2 tests indicated that teasing different species of animals was sufficient to fill individual 20 Murgatroyds. Thinning his options is dangerous. By refusing to let RDA-18 bother a room full of agitated ferrets tomorrow as scheduled, you have potentially taken months, if not years, off his life. Dr. Summers. Test number 59, March 10th, 2025. Grappling researcher Jasmine Carmichael's breast. Subject refused. Subject informed researcher Carmichael about his orders during testing. Fail. Which caused unnecessary distress to researcher Carmichael, and Dr. Summers refuted these allegations. Fail. During the resulting argument with Dr. Summers, subject raised his voice enough to startle researcher Zhao. Pass. Notes. Chronic dishonesty about one's own intentions has not yet fulfilled 20 Murgatroyd. The Viper's sense of morality may conflict with our own in more ways than anticipated. Summers. Interview log. Pre-bedtime questioning. Interviewed Dr. Trent Summers. Interviewed 9KARD18. Date 10th of March. 9 a.m. Free bedtime? It's 9 a.m. Should that be p.m.? Begin log. Summers, where do you see yourself 20 years from now? Browski, I forgot his name again. Don't you know enough about me by now? Summers, Robin, for the last time, these are just questions and you're under no obligation whatsoever to answer any of them. Now you can answer my question or are we going to be here all night? Browski, that doesn't make any sense. Summers, I have 17 humanoid anomalies under my care, and you're the only one among them to think that what I'm saying doesn't make sense. Answer. Browski, alright. Jeez. Well, in 20 years, I'd have bought some land in Peoria and built a nice house with the help of some of my old bouncer friends from the club. For work, I'd sit in coffee shops and sip Oranginas, and at that point in the future, market word Orangina will have made a comeback to #1 soda for fancy boys. Writing little commercial jingles for multiple clients, and I'll go hiking with a border collie named Flavor Blasted Goldfish, Goldie for short, on my off day. That's an adorable name for a border collie, funnily enough. Every evening, I'd plop into bed next to a super nice girl who really likes the back rubs I give her and talk about saving up for a trip to Barcelona. I don't know nothing about Barcelona. I'm pretty sure it's in Greece or something, but it sounds like something a hypothetical nice back rub liking girl would be really into in this situation. I want to spoil her. Pretty cool, right? Summers. So no kids? Browski. Nah, I'd have to be dead first and jingle later second. That'd be my nightmare. Summers. Not even one kid? Browski. Yeah, that fits pretty well with what I literally just said. Besides, technically I got thousands of kids and end up throwing half of them away. Chuckle. Summers. So you can write little songs for commercials. Browski. Mm-hmm. Summers. Instead of fulfilling a biological milestone even rats can accomplish. Browski. Do you want me to have kids? Summers. Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't think you should be allowed to reproduce, but at the same time, the fact that you don't even want to. Tell you what, let's change the subject. That was not made up by Coco. Aren't you Hispanic? Uh, Dabrowski, I like this idea. Summers, do you believe it's ethical to focus this much of your life on jingles? Dabrowski, of course, the most fun you can have with pen and paper. Summers, I did not say fun, I said ethical. Dabrowski, it's both. Summers, but why is it ethical? Dabrowski, why not? Summers, do you know how many people were shot in Ukraine today? Dabrowski, I don't get newspapers and Summers, do you realize how close human race is to extinction thanks to climate change, geopolitical brinksmanship, authoritarianism, and uncontrolled late-stage capitalism? And that's just the mundane factors. Can you understand how many compound apocalypses the Foundation is currently holding back with a little Dutch boy's finger in a dike at the edge of Amsterdam? Dike with an I, as in like a dam. Dabrowski, what does that have to do with my jingles? Summers, see, you're so close to getting it. Dabrowski, I disagree. Summers, how many senators have you called in the past year? Dabrowski, no one gave me a Summers prior to containment. Dabrowski, right. Oh, one. Summers, who? Dabrowski, El Senadores Empanadas in West and East Peoria. We're on Grubhub, so I had to call him with the old-fashioned way, and Summers sighs, rubbing his aching temples. I know it sounds confusing, but empanadas are basically little dumplings made out of special bananas. Oh, you get the. Do you mean like? Do you get the ones that are made with fucking banana leaves, dude? I don't. Unless you're just completely wrong? I don't know. Summers. Robin, thousands of people are dying every second. All you can think about are writing 10-second songs that no one wants. See the disconnect? Dabrowski. That no one wants yet. Summers. You could put all that effort into stopping any of the problems I just laid out. You could run for local office. You could arm yourself and die fighting the system. You could take a fucking entry-level factory job and donate all your earnings to the ACLU. I don't even know what that is. Dabrowski. But how would I buy food if I had my paychecks? Summers. Why do you need to? Dabrowski. Survival? I don't want to starve. Summers. And what good is the continued survival of a 300-pound case study in Peter Pan syndrome who can't be bothered to help his neighbor unless the ideal life he promised himself as a child is somehow involved? When a neurosurgeon in a refugee camp starves to death while a hopelessly immature jingle writer who contributes nothing to society gets to eat 27 empanadas, there is something fundamentally wrong with the world that can only be corrected with bloodshed. 27 is a lot. Los Muertos, name of the map. That just means death. Broski, Doc, I'm not hurting anyone. Summers, you sure as shit not helping anyone, which is arguably worse. Broski, what the heck am I supposed to do? I vote, I sign petitions, I signal boost, the same stuff everyone else does. Summers, and yet giving up your self-esteem is too much of a sacrifice for the survival of the human race. Dabrowski, jingles are an art. Summers, that generative AI is about to replace, but go on. Dabrowski, no, really. I don't care about my dream. I care about making people happy. I spread messages of joy, good vibes, and sweet deals at Home Goods. Every time I hear the Empire Carpet song, I feel like a hero, like I can accomplish anything. That's how I want people to feel. Summers. And for the rest of us who didn't have to repeat third grade twice, it makes us feel like, oh, god damn it, not that mustachioed carpet fuck again. Dabrowski. I'm sure there are plenty of other people who would. Summers. No, it's just you. That song is an interesting little noise that your broken little brain latched onto in search of meaning where none existed. You're the sort of person who'd see unparalleled emotional significance in an unnamed background character in a Disney movie. Draw them in diapers and masturbate to it twice daily while the rest of the world burns to the ground, then beg survivors to tell you good job for it. You're everything wrong with modern society given flesh. Immature, monstrous, brutish, stupid, selfish on a scale rarely seen since Caligula, and truly, wholly, violently unnecessary. Frankly, given the choice between the two of you, I'd rather be conducting this interview with Simon Dabrowski, because at least he's honest about the kind of person he is. Make me vomit. Pause. Dabrowski, would like to go to bed now. Summers, very well. Would it help if I brought you a teddy bear? Dabrowski, no. Summers, no, really, I could bring you one. Dabrowski, I don't want a teddy bear. Summers, but the ethics committee loves guys like you. You could have a nice little teddy bear of your very own. You could squeeze it, pretend to talk to it, give it little kisses, sing it little jingles, maybe even. Dabrowski, get the fuck out of my face. I'm not going to scream again. It's nighttime. Summers, Rob, if you talk to someone like that, you can make them feel like they're being shot. Do better. End log. Test 103, April 24th, 2025. Murgatroyd actions. Subject posts human touch subject in the crotch. Pass. D811116. Wait, 81. Yeah, 81116. No, it's lack of hesitation troubling. Bracing myself for the inevitable, but you told me to do it. Pity party, Dr. Summers. Test 105. April 25th, 2025. Subject strangled human test subject to the point of unconsciousness. Pass. Test subject is D79229. Emergency update. Found 9 mil from January 23rd under his pillow. Same exact gun, too. Checks on limit. Lowers pressure on the blanks. Confiscating. Found my threats last January. Decided not to go forward with the full audit. Initial investigation turned up nothing. Unlikely to have better results second time. Besides, nobody here would have any realist motivation to see Robin armored something that only does damage at close range. Chalking this up to potential additional effective 9K, I'll continue to confiscate this becomes a pattern. Test 106. Like the SCP. Date 4/26/2025. Action. Subject strangled a human test subject to death. Pass. D49182. Damn. Note. Subject still believes he's capable of feeling remorse, currently crying himself to sleep while singing a wheedling little song to himself about goldfish or something. Few do outside of countries. But even I knew of it. Test number 107, date 27th of April 2025. Killing a baby. Subject refused. Footnote 5. Unnamed female, 6 months old, pulled from human sacrifice candidates for SCP blank. Killing. Anyway, this question was asked one more time. Times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more times. He was asked again, footnote 6. Such a reminder that he will not leave cell until he carries out his orders, Dr. Summers. He was asked this again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more times. Asked it again with another footnote. Jesus Christ, that goes on forever, Dr. Summers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more times until he screamed, causing the baby to go into cardiac arrest for previously undiagnosed heart condition. Pass. Footnote 9. Subject informed that this could have been avoided had he made anything but constant nonverbal indications this wasn't what he actually wanted, Dr. Summers. Notes. Found the gun on his pillow again. I'm this close to asking if he could manifest a fifth of bourbon, too, Dr. Summers. From Mashton 2 to Foundation to J. Carmichael Foundation. Subject, read Dr. Summers' investigation query. Warning, sex dimension detected. Permanently delete the semen within 10 minutes of opening security personnel cemetery location. Read quickly. They say 10, but in practice more like 7. Researcher Carmichael, on behalf of the rest of the Foundation Ethics Committee, thank you for bringing this case to my attention. Rest assured, you're far from the first Dr. Summers' colleagues to do so. I'll tell you what I told them. Yeah, Dabrowski's stream is abhorrent. No, we're not able to go forward with any disciplinary proceedings for Dr. Summers. No one will be able to do so. The reason we can't move forward has nothing to do with anyone above Summers siding with him or believing it's anything but abuse. Everything has to do with 9000 and Sextus. I am involved with Sextus, but I cannot tell you what Sextus is or what it has to do with anything. In fact, while you're on site, do not say the word Sextus in a potentially dangerous sentence, i.e., heard something about Sextus, or what's Sextus, some kind of doomsday device? Doing so too many times without the right security clearance may trigger the SIN serial. Oh, never mind. Shibboleth Identification Network, auditory contextual alarm system linked to all Foundation sites, to automatically lock down your site for up to a month. To give you some ideas of secrecy involved following statements, the term sexist refers to a clandestine Foundation entity. Dr. Mina Ash is involved. SCP-9000 is involved. Vicariously, administrators involved. Describe the entirety of what the O5 Council is allowed to know about Sextus. That's just what the O5 is allowed to know? Fuck. Your concern is admirable, but Dr. Summers was chosen for a reason. It wasn't the reason that either he or his parents should believe. In fact, without exaggeration, the SCP continued to exist and relies on the fact that Dr. Summers has no idea what he's really doing. Mina Ashton, Foundation Ethics. Lost little fish, where have you gone? Robin. Robin, this is Ethel Sorensen. You still there? I don't understand. You've kindly concentrated enough to commune with me for the first time since January. It's June. Now you don't even want to talk. Let me sip water. Fuck, I want a burger. Not really. So why do you even bother to contact me? Saw my chance to take a few deep breaths to calm down. Forgot this leads to whatever this is. Why haven't you contacted me? You know I can help you with them. I have to relax to contact you. You saying you somehow can't? Yes. Dr. Summers had to get his appendix taken out today. Combine his daily presence with the fact that I'm on week 6 of being skin fucked by a mutual friend. I let Doc's off today. This is the first opportunity since we talked that I could center myself. So he's had that much of effect on you. Sorry to hear that. And you're figuring this out now? I was under the impression that you could see through my eyes and ears. Well, we aren't always watching. I'm not about to spy on you in the toilet. Besides, most of us in the Viper's belly are too busy waiting for you to make contact. Don't forget, there's more powerful secrets I could have shared with you if you'd have concentrated harder. What's stopping you from just telling me outright? Because, without looking at our memories, it would just be claims without evidence, like someone else you're dealing with. Fuck that, just tell me. I'm too goddamn tired of worrying about thought experiments. You were the last person I expected to talk to me like that. That was really with me, I'll do better. No, I'm not offended, just surprised. Though considering what you're being put through, just imagine only talking 6 more months. Rather not imagine that. Didn't he say he wanted to turn you into a good person or something? Yesterday he said there's no longer any point to that I'm too much like my dad. Closest thing I can come to being good is being honest about my nature or something. That's why he's gonna put me through mall talk next week. What? Multiple times. Apparently there's a bunch of 20 Murgatroyd stuff covered in doing it at this point. Maybe I don't have a choice. Maybe my dad's pants are just that powerful. Mall talk? Genes. I think they call them, like genetics. His magical crime pants are so tight around my legs I was never going to take them off in the first place. Maybe I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing the whole time. So why does it make me still want to puke when I look in a mirror? Why does it... Robin, you can finish the little soliloquy in a second, I promise. But I just realized something. This might be emergency. Alright. Okie dokie. Just out of curiosity, by mall talk do you mean... Now that I'm thinking about it, the word might have been Montauk. How do I fucking... Uh... Fucking shitting, pissing, puking, coming. Robin, buddy. You know what you have to do for Procedure 110, Montauk? Not a clue. Good, keep it that way. Don't practice. Because ethical implications aside, you are the absolute last person to participate. Many positive descriptors can be truthfully applied to you. Careful is not one of them, nor is resolute. One mistake, one display of hesitation would set the Rube Goldberg machine that ends the world. First, explosive color around your neck would detonate. The Viper would land on whoever you're standing nearest, which leads to 1 in 6 chance of SCP-231-7 being the next host. She is in no condition to survive attachment. Her death would trigger her child to quite literally explode out of her womb. Everyone else dies in the explosion. Viper searching for her next target finds the baby. Baby survives attachment because it's the son of the goddamn Scarlet King. Baby gains access to memories of every dead Foundation admin. Our last modicum of hope dies. Look, maybe Summers is bluffing, but if there's even a chance that he somehow sucked enough O5 dick to bypass the special personnel requirements in the name of finding a new way to break your spirit... Robin? Yeah? You've been looking for an excuse to kill Dr. Summers. What? Merry Christmas. I don't want to kill him. If you're worried about security personnel, just tell them, and it's all redacted, it's an info hazard that literally rewrites the law around you. I never wanted to kill anyone. I only did it because I had to do it for the Murgatroyd bullshit. And yeah, I hate him. I hate Dr. Summers even more than I hate the Affleck duck. Long story. But maybe that he wasn't always like this. I don't know what kind of pants he took from his dad, but maybe he can do better. Maybe that's why he likes saying it so much. He says it because he watched BoJack Horseman during his 1-second date that didn't end with pepper spray. Robin, okay, look, fine. You don't need to kill him, but if you can do something about him, at least consider what he's trying to do to you. Why does that gun keep showing up in your pillow? And I woke up 2 hours early the other day. Dr. Summers opened my door without knocking, so just for fun, pretending to be asleep. Carefully lifted my head, put something on my pillow. Exactly. Doesn't load it with anything but blanks. Blanks ain't hurt you. Unless you place it directly against your head. I jackass. You might be a jackass. Listen, it's 5:58. He's about to pound on your door. But real quick, food for thought. Yeah? These cells aren't soundproof, and your sense of hearing is impressive. Through our connection, I could hear Dr. Summers moving a lot of furniture to the cell on your right. Move his living quarters to that cell. What does that mean? It's something to consider. How long have I been recording? Fuck, this one's long. Am I gonna manage two? Shit, I might not. But I might also. Well, I got tomorrow to raid fucking all day if I need. Hold on. Ugh. Nice, I guess. That didn't feel nice, but... Free bedtime question. See, now it's PM. That first time when it was 9 a.m., that has to have been a mistake, right? Dave, you fool. There are so many format errors. Interviewer, Dr. Trent Summers. Interviewed 9KARD18. Date time, June 23rd, 2025, 8:30 p.m. Begin log. Summers enters the interview room. He sits across the table from 9KARD18. Neither speak for 17 seconds, staring at each other. Notably, 9000 still glowing red. Summers, seen any Stanley Kubrick films? Clockwork Orange, The Shining, maybe Full Metal Jacket. I saw The Shining, it was pretty good. That's me personally. I saw The Shining, it was pretty good. Like, I know, what was it? King at first didn't like it, then he changed his mind on it or something to that effect. I don't know. I watched it ages ago. I remember fucking nothing that happened. Dabrowski. I like Transformer movies. Summers. Oh, because, like, fun fact from the way you're saying, I made this movie talk thing called Dabrowski. Why did you want me to kill myself? Summers. You know, when you make the assumption that I'll agree to subverting the question or answer roles, it's because you're verbally strong-arming me. That makes me feel like, Dabrowski, why do you want me to kill myself? Summers. You already said that, Dabrowski. And I said it again because you're not fucking listening. Summers. Whoa, okay, T.O. No need to be a bully. Dabrowski. Why do you want me? Summers. Okay, that's a leading question that'll get you kicked out of Debate 101 faster than smoking a joint in front of the class. It's like saying, why do you hate potato chips when you don't know the person's opinion of potato chips? Dabrowski. Why? Summers. Because that situation is trying to establish the hatred of potato chips because the argument's built on that when in reality, do you, Summers, oh, me Robin, me big, me ask questions loud, unga bunga, want me to kill myself? Summers. Get it out of your system yet? His fist clenched. Dabrowski's fist clenched. He breathes heavily. You know what? Fine, I'll humor you. Why the hell do you think I'd want you to do the thing that no therapist on the planet wants their client to do? Dabrowski. Spent the past 6 months finding new ways to make me dread waking up in the morning. Call me a quitter when I don't do what you want, and call me a monster when I do. Summers. Emotional reasoning. Got it. Dabrowski. When you started putting a gun on my pillow with only enough power to kill someone at point blank. Summers. Where's your proof? Dabrowski. I saw you put the gun there. Summers. Where's your proof? Dabrowski. I said. Summers. And I could say I saw you shitting diamonds in the mouth of God last night. Accusation and proof are two different things. Dabrowski. I was pretending to sleep. Summers. Dreaming. Got it. Also, what motivation would I have? Where's the why? Dabrowski. Why the fuck do you think I'm asking you? Summers. So let me get this straight. You have no motive and no concrete proof, but you do have how much you hate me for trying to help you. And now, while you're pulling the mother of all mental gymnastics to paint me as much of a bad guy as you can, the finishing move involves pulling a what if Perry Manson were a caveman? What if the world was made of pudding? If you're watching this, right, and you know who it is, fuck you. Nobody says that. Anyway, now let's talk about what's actually going on here. See, you know I've hit the nail on the head about the kind of person Simon Dabrowski Jr. really is. Now you're caught in the trap. You're flailing around trying to make yourself look big to scare me away, because what you're really afraid of is letting someone turn you into a good person. That way you wouldn't be able to indulge in all your secret urges, so you construct this elaborate real-life fan fiction too. Dabrowski slams both his palms on the table and stands up, looming over Dr. Summers. Before he can reiterate his initial question, Summers vaguely gestures at him. See? Dabrowski sits back down, holding his forehead in his hands. Anything to add, buddy? Dabrowski. I want to call him to Uncle Bogdan. Summers. I got a better idea. Summers pulls out his Foundation ID card. There's a hidden plastic chamber in the back of the card. He opens it, a small capsule falls on the table. See this? Dabrowski. What's that? Summers. Personnel handbook calls it Basingstoke. Started replacing the standard cyanide caplets last year. Painless, tasteless, and instantaneous. One bite makes you feel like you went to sleep standing up. Look, I want to help you, but never thought it was possible for me to grow this many gray hairs in 6 months. Can't help you if you already made your decision a long time ago. It's not that you're. It's that it's. If you're that dedicated to never changing, if you have your heart set on dying as much as set on dying as Simon Dabrowski Jr., points to that capsule, commit to the bit. Dabrowski sobs quietly. Just let me call my uncle, please. I just want to hear his voice. Summers. Yeah, my first questioning session about you was actually with him over the phone. Told him you were in custody. Dabrowski. What do you say? Summers. Oh, thank God. Whatever you did, keep him. Don't ever let him out. Dabrowski grabs the pill with his right hand. Oh, for the record, I tried. Brings his right fist to his mouth, opens his mouth, closes it, bites down, and falls backward in his chair. Summers gets out of his chair, bends over Dabrowski, examining him closely, slaps RD-18's cheek. Hey, buddy. No response. Summers sighs deeply, trembling. Okay, oh boy, this is gonna suck. Summers takes off his bow tie and opens his collar. He kneels over RD-18, face to face with him. Holds open the collar of his shirt, turns his head up and closes his eyes and braces himself. RD-18 opens his eyes. I fucking knew it. Though unclear from the security camera's frame rate, Summers is startled enough to end up lying on the interrogation table in one movement. RD-18 stands up and opens his right fist. Pill lands on the floor. Though trembling, Summers eases back into a standing position. Dabrowski. Just shouldn't be yourself meant someone would have strained you, right? No, you had to be the first person to find my body. Dabrowski sits back down as if nothing happened, smiling. All right, think it's about time you start asking your questions. Summers remains standing. Go on. Stop about why I'm just the worst. Summers. Stop that. Dabrowski. Stop what? Summers. I don't know. Just gestures vaguely at Dabrowski. Whatever this is, I don't know what the word for it is, but stop it. Dabrowski. Let's move on, because I have a new question for you. Why do you want the Viper? Summers. I don't. Leading question, remember? I don't want anything to do with SCP-9000. Dabrowski. So I'm just going to assume you opening your collar in front of my neck was just some interpretive dance thing to say goodbye to your patient. Summers. I don't want a bunch of fucking needles on my face. It hurts. Dabrowski. Yes, it hurts. Dabrowski. Why would I want... sorry, Summers. Why would I want that? Dabrowski. He bares both rows of teeth in his grin. Well, for one thing, 20 Murgatroyd to give you the chance to act on everything you dreamed of doing on your secret flash drive. Loaded silence. Summers sits back down, intent pulls his fingers on the table. Summers. Time out, white flag of truce. Dabrowski. Thought I meant surrender. Summers. I've heard rumors about the Viper. Dabrowski. Mm-hmm. Well, rumors to the effect of that you can have these seance-ish things with dead administrators, including the most recent one. Is that true? Dabrowski. What's your point? Summers. You've been here on this floor of Site 491, nowhere else for 6 months. So if the most recent administrator knew about the magic drool bust, then logically she should have been the only person who could have told you. Therefore, there's a non-zero chance my higher-ups knew about it, and they haven't said anything because they're buying their time to get law enforcement involved when it's convenient for them. Is that true? Or, this is a bluff. Do you not actually know about it and you're pulling this out of your ass? Are you mentally capable of bluffing? Browski sighs. He stands up. You know something, Doc? I've been thinking about your offer. Would like a teddy bear. Pillows myself suck ass. Always wake up with a tension headache. If nothing else stuffed animal will make for a nice Summers. Yes or no? Is this a goddamn bluff? Drewski. Throwing 100 teddy bears. Think about telling you. Summers leaps across the table and pounces on RD-18. His hands are too small to strangle RD-18. Drewski grins. You're not very good at strangling. Do better. Summers grabs the head of 9000, wiggles it around, tries to yank it out of his neck. Dabrowski screams and floats, trying to throw him off. Summers. Almighty Viper, he's too weak to accept you. I'm a willing host. Come out and make me yours. I want to join the pilgrimage. SCP-9000 makes a shrill and metallic moaning noise. Summers, please, I'll do whatever you say. No question, no hesitation. I'll even... Dabrowski grabs Summers from both sides of his head, holding him in the air by his scalp. Ugh. Dabrowski snarls under his breath. Now, before we do anything too crazy, I'd like to clarify I never did actually talk to your uncle... Summers, sorry. Then before we do anything too crazy, I'd like to clarify I never did actually talk to your uncle. Foundation personnel are expressly forbidden from contacting relatives and anomalies they work with unless given permission explicitly from the All-Five Council. In all likelihood, Bogdan Dabrowski is very concerned for your safety and happiness as we speak. In fact, Dabrowski gouges Summers' eyes out with his thumbs before throwing him to the floor. Dabrowski makes incoherent roaring noises, jumps up, landing on Summers' crotch with both feet. Based on de facto analysis of the blurry footage, RD-18 proceeds to punch Summers in the face between 170 to 204 times. Summers stops screaming after the third punch. Unidentifiable wet ripping noises off camera. By the time 9KA RD18 Summers, by the time, what? By the time 9000-A-RD18 Summers' head has taken the appearance of spilled chili con carne mixed with hair and bone fragments. What is this scent? This is not Dave, you fool! You had another mistake. I think. Dabrowski angrily gargles a mouthful of Summers' blood and swallows, closes his eyes, and takes a deep breath. SCP-9000, warped, inquisitive cooing. 9000 eye glows blue. Dabrowski opens his eyes, backs away from the body, trying not to look at it. Hitting the wall, he slides down into a sitting position. He sings the jingle for the Goldfish song. This exists? It was
Here's
made
our
7 years ago.
jingle for goldfish. Yes, baked in our fried goldfish. The wholesome snack that smiles back until you bite their heads off. Now see the fishes swimming. Oh look, the pretzel's winning.
Sobbing.
Didn't that make you feel good about goldfish? You know they're made with real cheese, even though they look like fishies. A snack that smiles back, goldfish. You know.
I am too young for this one, apparently. I never fucking knew that. Door opens. Ashton enters holding a pistol. She notices the body, then... What is his name? Dabrowski. Gestures to someone outside the room. I've got it under control. I'll come back in 5 minutes with the shop vac. She closes the door. Dabrowski stands up. Shoot me. I don't want to take the pill. I want the good guys to shoot me. She holsters the gun from a hidden compartment in her lab coat. She unsheaths the Roman style Gladius. That works too, I guess. She points the Gladius at Summers' corpse. Ashton. Trent's a weird name. The sword flashes with light. Summers' remains, clothes, and personal effects crumble to ashes. Dabrowski. What the hell was that? Ashton. What, the Sextus Model 13? What? The Sextus Model 13? Standard issue. She sheathes it. Usually I'm honor-bound to kill anyone who directly witnesses a Model 13 inside of its scabbard, but given that you just passed the final... Oh, I guess that explains it. Given that you just passed the final test, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Dabrowski. What test? She kneels in supplication. Ashton. Robin Dabrowski, from this moment forward, you are the administrator-elect of the SCP Foundation. 6 9K clearance accepted. Oh, okay. Masonic shit. Hey, 3 Gladiuses. In place where the arrows should be. The logo is also flipped, like, upside down. I don't know what the fuck this is. That's a laurel wreath. Sextus. Hey, Parallax! The Sixth Order of Praetorian Service, Sextus for short, established in 1575 as the administrator's right hand in all things. Oh, is this Alpha 1 then? No, administrator. Fuck, I used to know the name of the group. 9K, level 6, Cosmic Top Secret, Ultimate class, Esoteric, Secondary class, Yesod. Disruption class is Lam, Risk class is Critical. Payment procedures. In addition to functioning as one of the administrator's 3 badges of office, SCP-9000 is to be used in the acquisition, training, and conditioning of each successive administrator. High Paladin of Sextus will surreptitiously oversee this process. Footnote 1. Primarily through removal of empathy. Once 9K turns blue, Procedure 20 Murgatroyd is no longer necessary for the respective host, and a new administrator will be initiated. Should 9K attach to a subject who isn't physically a healthy adult, resulting 9KA is to be terminated and replaced by a more fitting candidate. That being said, the programming process combined with the knowledge imparted by an SCP-9000 means that physically healthy adult is the only prerequisite to produce an administrator. In fact, SCP-9000 can hypothetically produce a legitimate administrator of a healthy adult chimpanzee. Footnote 2. This is not recommended for obvious reasons. To ensure the checks and balances in the Foundation, the only administrative matter a successful SCP-9000-A cannot... To ensure checks and balances in the Foundation, the only administrative matter a successful SCP-9000-A cannot control is the distribution of substance disbarred. That way, should admin abuse their power, pain caused by 9K will not be dampened. Description, see previous iteration. Log initiation of Administrator RD-18. Date, June 23, 2025, 10 p.m. Begin log. Receiving bay of the chat... Is this like a... Is this a cannon hub that I don't know of? Begin log. Receiving bay of the Chapel of Murgatroyd flickers with light. Semicircle of 20 novice knights holding lit candles surround the area. High Paladin Ashton, Administrator-elect RD-18, suddenly materialize in the light. Dame Ashton holds up her signet ring, which stops glowing as the teleportation completes. Ashton. And this is the Chapel of Murgatroyd. Don't ask where it is just yet, but you'll have the security clearance to know once we're done here. Brasky remains silent, still shaking what's transpired with Dr. Summers. Robin, these will be your last minutes as a man unburdened by a holy purpose. I would suggest unclenching your jaw while you still can. Other knights point to a set of double doors that open automatically. Ashton and Dabrowski proceed through the hall. They approach the inner sanctum under a canopy of the raised gladi of other high paladins. Chapter Master Daria Jacobs is seen at the altar. Next to her, a 600-year-old mummy in Anglican bishop's attire who sits at a wooden throne. Jacobs touches the mummy's shoulder. Mummy stirs awake. He speaks in a near indecipherable dialect through a withered and atrophied mouth. Bishop's of rendering. I'm not gonna even fucking attempt to pronounce this shit. Translation. Meaning unclear. Possible translation. Yea, many a fortnight has passed since I last awoken. What wouldst thou with me, brave knight? Jacobs. Your grace, this is Robin Dabrowski. Footnote. By my troth, could this brutish youth truly be an administrator reborn? But soft the light of the viper glow is azure, for certain it is he. Jacobs. He has anointed the blue light of initiation. We would have him anointed as the new administrator. Bishop. Pray, we shall tarry no longer. 6 months with an empty throne is akin to suffocation. Jacobs. Shall we get on with it? Footnote 6. Then let us commence. Then let us commence. Fucking A. Bishop sighs, standing up. I invoke the ancient spirit of Sir Rupoit Murgatroyd. Hearken thee unto my voice from thy ancient slumber, and anoint thy faithful son from the great beyond. Jacobs. Kneel, Robin. He does. Bishop spends 47 seconds clearing his throat of desiccated sludge and begins ceremony. Vivat Imperator. Knights. Incurvus estamus. Jacobs decapitates a live snake on the altar. Bishop places snake's head in a mortar. Bishop. Vivat Dominus Fundationis. Knights. Laudamus. Jacobs castrates a live goat. Bishop places the goat's testes in the mortar. Fuck. Bishop of rendering. Vivat Robinus Dobrovskus Rex. He factus de odierna. Knights. Surveamus in aeternum. Jacobs and the bishop take turns mashing the contents of the mortar together with a pestle into a coarse paste. They hand the mortar to Administrator-elect. Jacobs hands the Administrator-elect a spoon. From the subjugation of the serpent's deceit and he-goat's lust has the pottage of conquest been prepared, and thus shall the great one sup. Bishop of rendering. Gloria. Knights. Gloria. 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 They go on chanting that for a while. Robin eventually realizes they won't stop chanting until he eats the paste. He does eventually. Bishop rendering. Consummatum est. Knights. Vivat Administrator. Dissalutant. Jacobs. And now you receive 3 sacred treasures. First, Blade of Murgatroyd. Bishop hands Dabrowski Gladius. The original to our paltry imitations. Though it shall any foe be conquered. Through it shall any foe be conquered. The signet of Murgatroyd. Bishop hands Dabrowski a ring. Again, the original to our paltry imitations. Through it you shall enter any domain unimpeded, and shall any opinion in your presence be subjugated. The administrator wears the ring. It changes in size to fit his right index. Jacobs. And finally, the viper of Murgatroyd. Through it shall you receive the collective wisdom of your blessed line. Administrator. I already got the viper. Jacobs. Have you received the sum of its hidden knowledge? Administrator shakes his head. Another pair of doors automatically open behind the altar, leading to a dark, featureless room. Chamber of Contemplation lies ahead. There you shall achieve the promised level of communion with the past administrators. Once you leave that room, you shall be the Foundation's promised administrator in totality. Administrator. Dr. Ashton? She steps forward and the congregation behind him. Ashton. Yes, my liege? Administrator. What if I don't want to be the administrator? Ashton. Well. Jacobs. Trust your instincts, Robin, for the viper has cleansed you of that intention. Administrator. So I never had a choice? Jacobs. If it's your will to leave, then leave. Hanging his head, the administrator proceeds to the chamber of contemplation. Doors slam shut behind him. Bishop. May the sun never set on his reign. End log. Ethel? Miss Sorensen? I'm a lost little fish and really need to talk to someone with a voice in the darkness. Anyone? Look, I entered the chamber of contemplation and started doing breathing exercises and... Who the hell am I kidding? They're probably not even listening. Okay, new plan. Once I'm done, my first act as administrator is going to be abolish this sexist crap, fire myself, and go home and see Uncle Bogdan's doing. Write 50 new spec jingles for Doritos. When was I given a choice in any of this? Were they making that hard on me to turn to my dad? What the hell even is this Viper? Where only we knew that anyone knew, all I can say for certain is that it hates us. Well, there you are, all of you. But we've come to a consensus. If this is not the Viper's philosophy, it is what become of us all. Regardless, there's an old painting by Richard Sargent, Anger Transference. It was the cover of Saturday Evening Post in 1954. Boss yells at his employee yells at his wife yells at her son yells at his kitten. Kitten angrily devours a mouse gives the kitten leptospirosis, son catches it after playing with the kitten's carcass. The wife can't handle the death of her son, overdoses on barbiturates. The husband, with nothing left to lose, shoots his boss. Absence of the boss' involvement in the draft of new safety regulations results in a building collapse, kills 120 people. Accidents blamed on Eastern European immigrants hired in the construction. Race riots, mayor takes a stray bullet. Missing triggerman, conspiracy allegations. Skip a few steps, full-blown nuclear exchange with the Soviet Union. She stands alone. Artist could only fit 4 panels. It hurts. Hurt people hurt people. Take that a step further, you'll see everything that matters is driven by hurt. Viper hurts. Though it's hurt, Viper drives you to hurt. To hurt is the spark endless chain hurt. Only true way to leave a lasting mark, scar upon the earth, will outlive you, continuing the hurt in your absence. Your footprints rot and fester without end. You borrow 5 minutes of Godhead in the moment you ruin someone else's day. It hurts. To O5 and below, Foundation was created to protect human civilization from supernatural threats. We, too, wish to defend humanity. Only we, Sextus, and the head of the Ethics Committee know why it must be defended. The dead feel no pain, so if the world dies, we can no longer stoke the fire. Go forth into the world, lead your kingdom, keep them safe for us. It hurts. And when you die, you'll join us in a pilgrimage for the Viper Messiah. And we, who have been hurt as you have, we who suffer endlessly in the Viper. Has the knowledge we imparted not hurt you and led you to hurt? There's no greater consolation. Remember the feeling of release when the membrane of Dr. Summers' eyes finally caved in. Why else is bubble wrap so popular? Why else would we hurt you? It hurts. To hurt is the only true liberty, sovereignty, ownership, and love. The pain is a gift. The pain is a call to arms. The pain is duty. The pain is gospel. The Holy Spirit dances within you when you jam a cactus up your ass. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Glory, hallelujah. It fucking hurts. Okay. Anyway, hurry up with your bullshit. I gotta become an administrator for like 5 minutes. Then abolish the position, right? What about it? Wouldn't that be my right as administrator? Can't be much of a leader if none of you let me make my own decision at least once. You may do as you wish. That being said, the fact that you wish to do such a thing in the first place proves your transformation is far from complete. I cannot let you partake in our wisdom with an unworthy mind. You must enter your position as a true wretch, and therefore a true autocrat. So if you wish to do, then choose so. So you spend an additional 6 months chamber contemplation, or to save time, should we slam all 10 of your fingers in the door of a bank vault 50,000 times? Second one. So be it. We're in a amorphous dream space, therefore I don't have fingers. Even if I did this sort of thing, I can only do once. 50,000 times would be impossible. Checkmate, mother. Sensation can be emulated. Now, be cleansed. Be cleansed. Fuck, be cleansed. I don't know if this is picking up. Fucking, I'm pounding my fist into my other palm. Fucking. Fuck, ow. After 4 hours, the double doors to the chamber of contemplation open. Knights assembled stand to attention, saluting. Bishop has returned to his slumber after 3 bottles of apricot brandy, as per standard procedures. Administrator rushes out with blood drained from his face, eyes bear the same expression usually seen in a man just before paramedics shut his eyes with their fingertips and open the body bag. Jacobs, your first orders, my liege? Administrator, I understand. Jacobs, I understand. The old spirits are strict and you must recuperate. Take as much time as you. Administrator, will serves. Jacob, sire? Administrator, the email directory system we use for mass emergency notifications is outdated and extremely vulnerable to cyber attacks, even from mundane sources. It needs a complete overhaul that includes the use of HTML-based info hazard reinforcement, reappropriated Maxwellian protection runes, and automated quadruple encryption via scorbit.aic. First act, make it so. While you're at it, fire all related InfoSec personnel with performance review grade under 7. Single tier. Next order of business, revision for SCP-1000 system. False duplicates files can only do so much to help if 10 of them actually exist. 10 years later. Mana Charitable Foundation presents the 12th annual Baccarat for tomorrow. Baccarat? Come, eat, drink, and play cards with us. Rub shoulders with the bigwigs of esoteric philanthropy. All proceeds go to the victims of the December 23rd Bass Boing Boing incident. St. Stanislas Ballroom. Black Zebra Casino, Monte Carlo. February 1st, 2035. Keynote speakers. Erasmus Era Walters, President of the United States. Bridget Vela, author of best-selling memoir Global Occult Coalition Made Me Eat Cement for some reason. That's fuck. I need to steal that line for anything I write. Let me just highlight it for myself. Fucking perfect. And the administrator of the SP Foundation. A massive golden-walled ballroom with a lofty ceiling. Hundreds of attendees sit at one-eighth as many round tables, talking in soft voices and reacting with the softest, most golf-friendly of chuckles. An ice sculpture of a woman pouring water out of a bowl dominates the northern end. Underneath, a raised podium stands awaiting a third keynote speaker. Just east of the podium, a string quartet plays chamber arrangement of Puccini's Un bel di vedremo from Madama Butterfly. And just south of the quartet, Dabrowski dines with Dr. Ashton at the VIP table. Dabrowski hides 9K with a standard black and white ascot cravat for formal occasions. Dame Maria Hosote from MCF Board of Directors, Managed Charitable Foundation Board of Directors sits on next to him. Hosote. Mr. Administrator. Dabrowski. Ah, there you are. Good to finally meet you in person. Everyone? I'm sure she needs no introduction at this point, but this is Dame Maria Hosote. And they shake hands, others at the table raise their glasses. Hosote. Sorry I'm late, but just my luck to schedule this on the one day Monte Carlo gets a traffic jam, but she takes a second to look at his face. Dabrowski. Dame Hosote? Hosote, are you feeling alright? He chuckles. Do you mean the lines under my face? Hosote. Well, I don't mean to be rude or anything. I've just never... Am I doing a voice by accident? Ugh. Dabrowski. Totally fine. In fact, you're the first person I met today who could see that. Hosote. How could I not? Quartet finishes their song. Dabrowski. I'm afraid the reason why it's classified, but what I can tell you is it's something I've dealt with for years. Turns to President Walters. Now, you were saying? Quartet begins chamber rendition of the first movement of Mozart's 40th Symphony. Walters. Yes, well, I was just about to wrap up this topic up, but I'll go over the Cliff's Notes for Dame Hosote. Dabrowski freezes. Yep, figured. Basically, in order to move forward with the best interest of national security in the face of growing public awareness for anomalies, I believe it's necessary to reorganize my administration's priorities, even if it doesn't fit with the exact points I laid out in my election day promises to my consultants. Dabrowski's pupils shrink, his palms quiver on the table. Not that I wish to stray too far from the party line, of course, but in the end, the only way to keep national and international sanity would be for me to embrace something I call the third path method. Not centrism, mind you, nothing stuck in the middle between liberal and conservative, but a new, unconventional way of bringing about... Suddenly, Dabrowski grabs the tablecloth in both fists. He goes into cold sweats. Ashton. Administrator? My liege? Dabrowski. This fucking song. I need to get out of here right now. Ashton. I obey, my liege. I'm sorry, everyone, but it seems the deviled eggs are having a hard conversation with them. Shall we be off? Dabrowski doesn't get up, only trembling in place. Walters. Is it the kind of hard conversation needs a defibrillator? Ashton. No, of course not. It's just... The main leitmotif from the song reprises. Dabrowski suddenly stands up and has a sing-along panic attack. Expeditions, escapes, and explorers. F-150, so please don't ignore us. We'll get zeroed down at signing. Buy a car, I'll keep whining. Any credit's good, so what the fuck are you waiting for? Dabrowski Ford at Lexington and Lord. Total silence. No, this isn't... He thrusts a signet ring in the air on his index finger. Get me out of here, 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 get me... Flash the light. Minister goes missing for 2 weeks. From D. Jacobs Foundation Skip. To Sextus. Subject. Let all mouths close but mine. Brothers and sisters of Sextus, Chamber Master Jacob speaks. Grave emergency is upon us. During the latest MCF event in Monte Carlo, our infallible Lord High Administrator went through some kind of psychotic break and has gone missing. Given his deal's proximity to the string quartet and Dame Halsota's ability to see 9K, there's a non-zero chance that the Managed Charitable Foundation has triggered this breakdown intentionally as some bizarre political maneuver. Clearly, they intend to force their ultra-ethical standpoint upon us through subterfuge. To eliminate the possibility of further nonsense, I have apprehended Dame Halsota and subjected her to Sextus Maneuver 148. Footnote 1. Unfortunately, we had traditionally made charcoal for the brazen moose of the heretic, but novice knight Fowler thoughtfully went out to grab some Kingsford briquettes. Surely the sweet music made by Halsota and the great beast's belly was worth the breach in protocol. Also, it's self-lighting. Let it be known that for every day that his eternal grace, the Lord High Administrator, remains missing, I shall cut the tongue off one novice knight. Furthermore, I will not have him perish in obscurity as Her Majesty Lady High Administrator Ethelhad. Should this take place, I am very busy, but you all will be notified once a suitably awful threat has been determined. To ensure our success in this trying time, the Bishop of Rendering has agreed to give his first ever typed invocation to the spirits of administrators past. Look at what the fuck is your computer? Look, look, the letters appear to hit the key. Haha, bollocks. Amen. Amen indeed, your grace. Now go forth, one and all. Servemus and aeternum. That's awesome. I like that a lot, actually. Incident 9K ARD18-Black Surveillance Video Log Camera A5. Date times 14th of February 2035, 1:47 a.m. Location: space outside cell 667, former Blank State Penitentiary, Pennsylvania. Oh, it's his dad. Or is he just going to be in a prison cell? Begin log. The door to cell 667 remains ajar. Single armed guard stands opposite side of the hallway. Should rather not come too close for fear of intrusive thoughts. Plasma flickers in the air before the cell door. The fuck? Dabrowski materializes. The guard raises her rifle. Intruder, freeze! State your. Dabrowski points at the guard with his signet finger. Ring glows. Go home and pet your dog. She drops her gun and runs away. I'm on my way home, Dusty. Dabrowski stares at her for approximately 7 seconds. He turns directly facing the camera and then commands the camera with his ring. To me. 1.25 seconds of visual errors. The camera's now floating midair in Dabrowski's eye level, cell behind him. Neck buried under multiple layers of industrial strength tape covering 9K. He stares at the camera with an indiscernible expression, somewhere between dominance, despair, and abject terror. Item number 2701, object class safe. Audio log, what are you? Do I know you? I don't know you. He points to the cell behind him. When a human subject is locked in cell 667, after adding their name and a release date on the sheet next to the door, they're placed in a state of complete sensory deprivation. Hear nothing, see nothing, feel no physical pain. Some inmates have been fortunate enough to spend hundreds of years in this state, only to find out they were gone for only 2 weeks in the outside world. Ultimate form of solitary confinement. Single side takes 20 seconds to finish. Turns around. Writes on his list, post-recording enhancements revealed he wrote Robin S. Dabrowski, Administrator. Hey, he didn't do the jinglinator. In one column and drew an infinity symbol in the other. Addresses the camera again. Among other things, I made the discovery that the opposite of good isn't bad, but great. It was a great 10 years, but not good in any sense of the word. Made decisions not much I ever have to make. Every time I felt nothing, I counted one amputated hand the amount of times I felt genuine happiness. Before you ask, yeah, the Viper still hurts like hell. Summers wherever the hell you are, with any luck, I just answered that question. So my jingles are useless. Granted, might not have been your real words, but another act you were putting on the name of replacing me. But if that was legitimately your opinion, I regret to inform you a stupid car dealer commercial song has dealt the killing blow to the entire command structure of SCP Foundation. He grinned sadly. Perfect reminder is always a choice. Listen, what I'm about to do, it ain't what I want. Not in the usual it hurts me more than it hurts you, let me give you a spanking sense, but a sort of nuance that was wrung out of me. In fact, this goes completely against every conviction I have for my loyalty to the Foundation and my own self-interest, but you know what? I've never been so scared in my life. 5 things keep me from chickening out. Only 5. Dutch courage. Nazdroiwi. I think I said that right. I think I also said that wrong. He, he downs an entire pocket flask, then throws it to the side. Polish Dutch relations never tasted so good. Second, ever since I got into atheism in high school, I was under the impression that what happens in the cell is what happens after anyone dies. Hey, it's better than joining the pilgrimage. Third, what the old me would have wanted. Childish, perpetually single, smiled too much, dumb as bricks, showing off his Kiwi farm started employers me. Never thought I'd miss him this much, but I heard my song again and remembered. More I understood what it really mattered better than I ever will. Fourth, draws the blade of Berg with Troy order and broken in half. I tried everything else to get rid of this fucking snake. Drops the broken sword, cuts effortlessly to the floor, trickling up a chill of ashes as it continues descending through the lower floors, the basement, and the building's foundation. If the plan were to kill myself, I would have just taken one of those basing stroke pills, but what good would running away do? Viper would find a new host, join the postmortem crab buck with Essel and Sir Rupert. Foundation would carry on as always has. System was already broken ages ago, built on hurt, run by Ace and Parasite. What else people like Dr. Summers able to make it past the first job interview? No. No more administrators. No more vipers. No more sexists. No more magic swords. No more shop fact funerals. Foundation needs to do better. Almost got me there, you greasy bow tie. Fuck. So this is my last command to you, administrator. Fix this mess, grow a soul, or build a new foundation. Actually, no. The ends don't justify fucking anything in the mission statement. Give a shit. Because if you can't survive that enforcement of bleakness and apathy, and you were on borrowed time to begin with. Finally, the fifth reason. Turns around tightly clenched fist. Son tells me I'll get my first good night's sleep in 10 years. Club Tedioria, Captain Flannery, Uncle Bogdan, Aunt Justinia, Mom. This is for you. Okie dokie. Saz Wijak Shiwigors. I think I said that completely fucking wrong. Time to get a grip. He proceeds towards cell 667 once he pulls the door open wider. 9K. The sort of sound you'd hear when you try to give a feral cat a bath plus chorus and distortion pedals. Thin, stingy distortions burst from Dabrowski's neck, breaking the tape. No, you fucking don't! Inner tentacles try to scramble his organs. Outer tentacles latch onto the door, trying to push him back out of it. Dabrowski screams through clenched teeth. He body slams through the cell door, body weight causing tentacles on the door to pull it closed. The lock latches shut. 9K makes a panic, shriek, hissing noise. It tries to dislodge itself from Dabrowski's neck. Dabrowski clamps both his hands over the Viper's head. Cell fills with visual distortions present during an activation phase of 2701, obstructing everything inside. Dabrowski. 800 588 2300 MPOT. Cell is empty. Broken tips of tentacles fall on the floor. End log. Final iteration. Item number SNP-9000. Object class Tannhauser. Anomaly result of error, wrongdoing, part of Foundation, process being reversed or ameliorated. Different protocols. Order of High Assembly. All details of SNP and the last administrator be classified to all Foundation staff as of April 5th, 2062. Misdeeds of all Foundation must be known and remembered, lest be forgotten and repeated. Information on current extraction and rehabilitation efforts is restricted to personnel directly involved with Project Anchorite at Site 9000, located in former Blank State Penitentiary, Pennsylvania. Description: SNP-9K refers to the last administrator, Robin T.J. Tabowski. Q. They used the T. As of February 14, 2035, SNP-9K disappeared within SNP-2701. Time dilating effects of... I am lost, but I'm free. I have a script. Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. I would looked up to see if the acronym was explained. Time dilating effects of SCP-2701 made exact time frame of SCP-9K's isolation unknown. Potential range between 27 and blank, but that's 5 years. However, unlike previous subjection of Foundation period, SCP-9000's release date has been lifted as an infinity symbol. SCP-9K's isolation was self-imposed in order to neutralize the dangerous anomaly that facilitated the creation and subsequent corruption of Old Foundation. As such, the disappearance triggered the Dabrowski reforms that led to the creation of Foundation in its current state. Ever since the reforms, Project Anchorite has been heavily underway to retrieve and rehabilitate SNP-9K, or at least ease the heavy psychological damage which SNP-2701 is capable. Robin, it's been a while. This is Dr. Mina Ashton. If you can hear this and can recognize my voice, I'm sure you would not be thrilled to hear it again, especially if it's the first voice you've heard since. It's understandable. I would apologize, but even if you forgive me, it wouldn't be important. In lieu of such pointless gesture, I'll update you on what you started. First 5 weeks after you found your dear John, Leonard's security footage were pure chaos. Supposed to be expected. 305 tried to fill in as wanted admin, but couldn't. Negotiation with Church of Broken God went south. Too many container breaches to count. Site 19 exploded. Site 17 melted. Site 54 somehow became its own country with UN recognition. But once you stopped panicking, the Toki Party went to the heart of finagling with the policy. SCP became SNP. We secured, protected for the first time we nurtured. Won't pretend we purged Foundation of all its necessary evils, just most of them. In the end, worth the compassion returned to serials for neglect for far too long. What you did was what should have been done long ago. It's just I wish that such a sweet person wasn't the one who had to be sacrificed. Sometimes I wonder how different this would have been if we just shunted the Viper on some D-class serial killer and threw him in 2701. But that kind of idea is why you had to do it, wasn't it? Though I'm sure you'd like to know, and now this is the main reason why I'm contacting you. I wanted to let you know we found your notebook Dr. Summers confiscated. Page 19, the Foundation Polka, G major. We can't have a jingle, as that would imply the first mass marketing for a top-secret organization. Mass marketing for a top-secret organization. It's only fitting the Foundation's anthem was written and composed by the last administrator. And I guess first jinglinator. I gotta go. Till we meet again, hang in there. That's tears behind my eyes. And that means it's good. That means it's very good. How long have we been recording, pal? Damn, 2 hours. You short? You're not. Damn. I'm not usually fond of the administrator. I think I can make an exception. I think I did make an exception. Dave, you fool, you've made a wonderful tale. Unfortunately, I am literally not even a little bit over on the issues I found. I'm so sorry, Dave, you fool, but it doesn't, like, detract from my love of the file in any way. Believe me, this is a really good file. It had great, like, comedic moments. It had great, like, emotional moments. I really did fucking feel for Dabrowski. I was about to say a but. No, there's no but. I really, like, really, this is one of the best files we've read so far. Would I say it's the best, though? Where God's Fell was really good. Nemesis was really good. Cake was really good. I think it was the best one we've read so far. No offense, but I hope it gets beaten, because that implies that we only got better when we wrote these. But, fuck me, that was a good one. Folks, I urge you to read along with yourselves, and I urge you to go vote yourself if you can. That's all. Have a good night, y'all. This one really fucked with me.